Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we have a little bit of a project that well, I did the video many videos ago, but sometimes I make the videos a couple of weeks before you get them, and this is one of those cases. I made the video and then it was a couple of weeks until you saw it, and then there was a lot of good suggestions in the video, and then I had to order some parts, and yeah, it's been a while. This is for a server over here, and it's the awesome Lenovo X5690 Model 3, which is a really affordable server right now, and we did a video on upgrading this server to have two new processors. These were the Xeon X5690s. These are 6-core 3.46 gigahertz something. They're fast. But they also use 130 watts of power. And the CPU coolers in that server that we took out, well, I haven't taken them out actually, they're still in there, but we replaced the CPU, but I didn't have other CPU coolers for it. And they were only rated at 95 watts TDP. So I was suggested by multiple people to go get some other ones, and I did. And for this I have to thank my patrons. If you enjoy what I do here on my PlayHouse YouTube channel, I would very much suggest you to go check me out on Patreon. I use all the money that comes in on Patreon to buy stuff and do videos on it, and this is 100% Patreon paid. I have also something really big coming in. Well, it's not that big, but it's expensive coming in. And my patrons already knows what this is, but that was one of the instances where I was too impatient and couldn't wait for the Patreon money to hit the PayPal thingy, and I put in some of my own money in that thing, which is coming in a week or so. But patrons know what it is. Please check me out on Patreon. It really helps. All of this stuff is bloody expensive, so can't always afford all of this by myself. So we have a couple of heat sinks in here and some plastic, and we'll just put them there and we'll bring the camera and see what we got. Very big CPUs are available for this Lenovo server, and when you need to go over the 95 watts, they changed this from, I think it might be metal or aluminium in the server right now, but then when you need to go up to the maximum of 130 watts, IBM system X3550 M3 or the X3650 model, and the model disappeared out there, and there is the model number for it. So if you have a Model 3 and you need a bigger heatsink, that's often the number you have to search for. It's also up here. I will leave a link in the description for my Amazon thingy, where I also that is also helping sponsor all of this expensive stuff that I do here. So of course we needed two of those. They are heavy. How heavy are they? Let's check. Okay, we have a weight here, so let's zero that. Can we see the numbers? Yeah, probably can. Oh, the light is not good for that. Where is it? Oh, there we are. That one. Okay. So let's put one of these on here. 501 gram. 494 grams. Oh, 499. Okay. But the whole thing came up when I was doing benchmarking on this computer server, and it wasn't performing as I thought it should, and especially it was Cinebench that wasn't doing well. I weren't getting the numbers that I was looking for. I was getting down 1493-ish, and then actually the day after I did that video, I posted that on Twitter actually, I did it again. I was about to shut down the server to do another video, and thought I'll just run the benchmarks once more, and apparently there are updates available for this server, so we might have to do that before we start doing benchmarking, so that doesn't interfere. Damn, why does that have to be now? Okay, download and be quick about it. Okay, we can talk while I do that. I'll make sure that it's done before we do the benchmarks. But I did that benchmark the day after I had recorded the video, and it did much better. It was like, it was over 50 points better than the day before that. Yeah, I have no idea. But today we're gonna try and run a benchmark here when the updating is done, and then we're gonna replace the CPU coolers, and then we're gonna run it again and see if we get any better results with these nice big hefty copper heat sinks. I think I want to remove all of this crap. I think it insulates the thing when there is stuff like this. This is kind of part of the surface area that it's not gonna be maybe I don't know. We'll wait for the update. Okay, so last time I did a test here, and we started out with the X5650, and here in performance benchmark it did 10,626. Then we changed the CPUs to the X5690, and it did 13,499. And the same thing on Cinebench, it did 1240 on that CPU, and it did 1483 on the 5690 that are in it now. That was an improvement on 27% here and 19.6%. Then the day after I did another benchmark, and I got that 1550 number over here. So that actually ended up being around 25%, which kind of adds up with the 27% here. So I did the performance benchmark first here because it's boring. This is a really good benchmark. People are giving me shit that this isn't good, but it is actually way better than this Cinebench thing, because the Cinebench thing only tests kind of a few things. This tests all the different stuff in the processor and gives individual numbers. We're not using it too very much here, because all these individual things, well, they kind of make it out as to be just one number. But it might be that we needed to check something. Well, this is a pretty good CPU, but there is some things that it's not very good at, like down here. That's what is that? Extended instructions. Well, it's not that great at that. Well, it is better than the other CPUs, but well, some of the other tests it's really good at, like yeah, this one, CPU encryption. It beats the hell out of everything else, right? So that CPU is really good for that, and this Cinebench doesn't show that at all. We got a number here, and it's actually quite a bit bigger than the one I got last time, so we are gonna borrow that here, and we're gonna update that. That was 13,499. That's now 796. So that was kind of a good improvement. Yeah, I will have to calculate this again, so we will delete that, and we'll do the Cinebench as well. Now I can close this. So open Cinebench there, and we will try and have a go at that. Run CPU test. This is better for camera work. It looks, you can see something moving. That's always good. Something is happening. So for video purposes, this is a better test. Let's see what it comes out with. Does it beat that one? That would be cool. Nah, just below 1543. Let's go with that one. I have unplugged power, so let's get into the goodies here. Yeah, this is a little bit dusty. Just a little bit. So here we have the plastic. Let's take that off. Should we take? Yeah, let's take these off first. Gives us a better viewing angle. So here is the system board of the Model 3, and we have these two heat sinks that we're gonna be replacing. This is exactly the same size, it seems, but I do believe that it's quite a bit more heavy, but we will check that, right? So let's have these out. It's really easy to unpop these. Oh yeah, these are very light, very lightweight. So yeah. Okay, so let's weigh one of these. It's like 148 grams. And then let's try one of these copper ones. Again, 500 grams. So it's 3 times as heavy, at least 350 grams heavier. This one is actually pretty hot from running. This one has been sitting out here, so that feels very cool. But they are kind of exactly the same dimensions and stuff. So we're just gonna put this on. I think I have some heating compound somewhere. We're gonna just add a tiny bit. Okay, I know that there is some whiny bitches out there, so I have cleaned up the processors and we're gonna put on some new heating compound, the cooling compound. This is some very awesome, very cheap Chinese stuff that HC-151. I did not pay much for that, but it has been working great. So we're gonna add some little dots, and this is my copyrighted way of doing it. As you might have seen when I took the heat sinks out, it was very nicely put, spread around and covered the whole surface of the CPU. So I'm pretty confident that this is all good. Just gonna wipe these off at the bottom so that if there is any grease or anything, I'm hoping to get rid of some of that. There are quite some weight to them when you put those in. So who knows, this might actually do something. I did not expect that they were 3 times as heavy as the ones in there. I thought that these would just be made out of copper and the other ones would be out of steel, and that would kind of be the difference. This feels very much better. Put it back together, put the cover back on here, and pop the server back into the rack. You can kind of see on the heatsink here that the processor has covered, or the heating compound has covered the whole area of the processor, and even squeezed out the, well, some of the heating compound on the outside when it was pushed down over it. I am surprised how much lighter this is. So yeah, I'm cleaning them right now. Okay, server is up and running again, and I have already run the first test, the performance test benchmark thing here, and we actually got up to 14,033. That is pretty cool, and I added it to my little number thing here, so it's right there. So it's additional 200 points. That's not bad. We're gonna calculate the percentage when we have run the other test. So I'm gonna minimize that, we're gonna close that, and we're gonna run Cinebench and see what that will give us. There, last time was 1543. Run. The Intel Xeon 5690 is a 6-core processor, and it's running at 3.47 gigahertz. We did not get anything much out of this. We got like 5 points, so kind of the same, no difference there. So too bad. So it is actually pretty cold out here in the data center. So even the CPU coolers that we took out of there shouldn't have that much of a problem cooling this. And we could just have a meter here. Let's see what the temperature is. Yeah, it's about 16 degrees. Oh, 15 and a half out here. and that is 60 Fahrenheit. I know that I have been complaining from time to time that it was too cold out here. I'm not complaining today. It's actually comfortable out here compared to some of the other days. So, but it's getting a lot of cold air. So yeah, it should be able to do a good job. Okay, I did the math. Compared to the X5690 CPU benchmark program, it actually did 32% better. In Cinebench, it's still about only 25% better, and there was no change in Cinebench with the new CPU coolers, even though they are 3 times as heavy, even more than that. But in the CPU benchmark, we kind of gained 5%. Don't know where they came from, but it might not be a bad idea to have these in, as they are actually rated for the 130 watts that the CPUs can give out, but it doesn't seem like you're gaining anything right away. So yeah, we got smarter, remember that. Even when the projects doesn't go the way that you wish them to go, well, you actually got smarter. It might not be the best use of your money, because these copper heat sinks, quite expensive. It was, I think it was 52 euros or something like that. They're not giving them away. So if you have these beefy CPUs and you're not running them full speed all the time, you just need them to peak once in a while, I'm sure the iron one will do just fine. So yeah, please remember to give this video a like. We did accomplish something. We got smarter. Maybe you don't have to buy those heat sinks, so you might also have saved some money. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.